This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, well, so first of all, I'm sorry for 10 minutes delay. This is what I don't like usually, but in the meetups, I have to sometimes delay it 5 or 10 minutes. But usually I don't like it. But yes, anyway, so I hope, thank you everyone for joining the session. And many of you maybe don't know me or never spoke with me. So in a short, if I introduce myself, if you, okay, let me walk you through to my, so I think you guys have seen this page, and you can go to about section and you can get to know a little bit about me. So as you know, my name is Jahidul, and I run this little small online school and even on campus in NYC, New York City. But due to the current circumstance, campus is now shut. Yes, and I am a professional. I'm an IT professional. I work for a software company in New York, and currently I work as a Devops engineer. I have experience with Q automation engineering lead, and pretty much I'm certified AWS developer, AWS solution architect, and that's what I do now in my current work. And above all, I'm a passionate trainer. I like to teach, and I like to be with the crowd. And yeah, that's in a short about me. So we'll just take a quick look and see who are those joining and from where you guys are joining and why you guys are joining. These three answers, if you can give who you are, from where you are, and why you are joining today, one by one, that will be very nice. And if you have any issue to speak from your end, maybe it is midnight in your areas, or maybe you are somewhere outside, you can skip. I'll just call by your name if you feel that you can't speak, no issues. So I can see in the list alphabetic order. Imran Hussain.
Yes, hi everyone. This is I'm Imran Hussain from Bangladesh. So it's almost it's midnight now, 3:13 a.m. here. So uh, or any I'm eager to learn about a QA, and currently uh, uh, I'm joining with you to so it's clear from here.
We can hear you, Imran.
Okay. So
yeah, go ahead, please.
So it's yeah, it's me enough.
Okay, thank you. So do you work currently?
Yeah, I am currently jobbed in a software company, expertly BD as a programmer analyst.
Okay, I see. Thank you. So thank you for taking your time and joining this session. I hope it will give you at least some source of understanding or benefits. So yeah, okay. Let's quickly go next. Arfin. Shah Arfin. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm from New York. I live in Queens, and yeah, one of my cousin he gave me your link to get the idea from the about the QAE automation. So I just joined to spend the time to do something and learn something. And I'm going to college right now, senior year. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Arfin. Thank you for joining, especially for taking your time. And I definitely believe it will give you at least something out at the end of the session. Maybe nothing, but nothing also something sometimes, you know.
Mhm.
Zero is also a number, right? So if
Thank
you
you so
get
much.
zero, still you get something right.
Mhm.
So thank you. So Orfat Chaudhary.
Hello, this is Orfat speaking. I'm calling from New York, Florida, but I lived in New York before. So the main reason I joined this session is because I feel like there's a QA has a lot to offer, and it's like a continuous learning process. Every day we learn something new, and every day is like a every day we gain new knowledge, and then I feel like join this session will help me learn some new fields and currently right now I'm working in a software company in Florida, in Jacksonville, Florida.
Okay, well, so you work as
I'm working as a in the company. It's they call it as IT testing specialist.
okay. So do you do any sorts of automated task or you do manual task?
Right now, currently I'm doing manual.
Okay, I see. Cool, nice. I definitely it will help you today. Maybe, hopefully. Thank you
Yes.
for taking your time. And Mr. Muhammad Sharkar.
Yes, Assalamualaikum. Jayed bhai, this is Mohammed Shakar. So currently I'm a QA automation analyst in CMS, the Center for Medicare and Medicaid Services in Maryland. So staying in New York, so I joined the meeting just to get the info from you and to spread the knowledge to other people to join your course.
Oh, it's very, very nice of you. Thank you. So you work as an automation engineer or as a manual engineer?
I joined as automation engineer, but currently I'm doing mostly the manual part.
But you know, like programming and all those, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Nice. Still, you took your time to join this garbage session. So kind of you. Okay, thank you. So Rafiul Islam.
Yes, hello everyone. This is Rafiul Islam from Bangladesh. So I actually complete my bachelor from computer science and engineering from here private institution, the name United International University. So currently I'm working with a small company as an executive. So the reason I joined the session today, actually, I want to know something about software key automation engineering, and I love to know something else about DevOps engineering as well. So looking forward to hear from you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. Rafil, yeah, thank you. Thank you, Rafil. Yeah, definitely. So you will get to know QA most of the things today, and very not yes, exactly same time next Friday we have a session on DevOps engineering. So that session will be more elaborate on a little bit on DevOps.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I hope to see you there. So next is Muhammad Sharif. Yeah.
Good afternoon, all. Assalamu alaikum. This is Mohammed Sharif. I live in New York. I just came to know about this session not too long ago. That was about a few hours ago from one of your very, dear Mr. Sharkar, Mohammed Sharkar. And I am trying to get into the IT field. I have finished the course from People in Tech and still in the job market. So I feel like, it'll be benefited to me. And that's the carb, made me join this session.
Okay, well, so you are currently in the market.
Right.
Okay, I see. Cool, nice. Still, I am very happy that you joined, and I hope you get something out of this. Maybe not. Maybe zero, right? At the beginning, I think.
Thank you.
Zero is also a number, right? So be hopeful. So cool, nice.
I am. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Then Shaha, Nortom Shaha. If I'm calling your name wrong, forgive me.
No, okay, it's okay. Hello everyone, I am Nortom Shah from Bangladesh. Currently, I am working as a developer in an IT company. Yeah, QA is a new thing to me, and I want to learn some new things from here. That's all.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
You're
So
welcome.
Jahidul Islam. Okay, yeah.
Hello everyone, this is Jahidul Islam. I'm from the Bangladesh, and actually I don't have enough idea about the QAE. Literally, I'm interested. One of my friend are invited me in this event.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for joining.
Thank you.
Okay, Sana. I think I know you. Sana, can you hear us? You need to unmute yourself. Mhm. Okay, I think Sana has some difficulties to unmute, or Sana, you joined from web. So check out where is unmute button. Okay. Oh, I see. Fairuz
Yes,
Ahmed.
just introduction.
I think I know who you are, right? But others don't know.
All right. Assalamu alaikum, guys. Hello for others. I'm Fairuz Ahmed, a prior student of Bhaya. I did a month with him, and for some personal reason, I had to quit. Just coming in to say hello and just joining the course, just like the info session. That's it.
Okay, well, thank you. So, well, I think Sana, when you are back, when you see your mic is working, we can come to, we can, so far I know Sana is joining from Pakistan. So it's very nice to know that many of you guys are joining from far, and it's good to know. So let's go to actually real topics. As we don't see each other, it is little important for us to be introduced. That's why I had to spend this few minutes of time to get to know who you are, from where you are. So, well, first thing first, this session may not give you any technical skill at the end of the session, but this session will let you know one area or one career opportunity. Okay, and there are, maybe this is a very popular word nowadays in IT industry, QA positions, Devops positions. Many of us know about these other positions, and many of us are very keen to jump into the industry because we hear from around us, from our friends, family members, and so on and so forth, colleagues. IT sector has good money. You can work from home. You can do many things, right? You get good money, so many things, right? So these are the good and sweet words, but above all those sweet words, I don't like to talk about sweet words. Number one, these are the words is not useful. There might be good money, there might be better options to work, like let's say you have chance to work from home. Many of the job you don't have, you have to go office, you have to do. But if you ask myself, I'm not only a teacher. I don't claim myself as a teacher. I like to claim myself as a mentor. So if someone comes to me, I would like to tell them what it is. I would like to know what people really, why really they want to jump into this system, right? It is not about all about technology. It is not all about like you just want to grab a good job or things like that. If you are someone having focus on, like, you have interest with those technology, and then if you feel that, okay, no, I can put some time in this regards, there is one of the huge confusion. People fall into trouble, like, how much time do I need in order to switch my career? If you are completely coming out of any like non-IT background, then people has misconception that you may not have to do lots of hard work. You just study for 4 months, 16 weeks or 20 weeks, you get a job, maybe 100K, 90K, whatever the number people says. But I'm not in that group of people. So in this industry, you have job, you can come for this position, you can work, but all of them require hard work if you want to really claim a good position. If you want to really claim a position where you can keep your head high and work for a longer period of time. So this is not about job, this is about your career. So the reason why I have this session always, it is actually a continuous session. It's not like suddenly I have, always I have before a new batch starts. I have almost every month or every after 1 month, I have these other sessions, or a month twice or once. So it is to let people know what it is and whether it is for you or not, right? It may not be for you, right? You may feel, okay, I don't like this job, right? So you should get enough chance and opportunity to know whether this career path is appropriate for you, right? So that's actually one of the major goal. Why do I conduct this type of session? But apart from that session, if people have interest to jump into this type of course, or jump into hook up with myself to get through all these 16 weeks or 18 weeks or 20 weeks, whatever the time frame we have, I make sure that student understands what's the goal, and I make sure that you have that basic standard to jump into the system. Otherwise, actually my system will reject any candidate. It's the waste of your time and waste of your money. So these are few things about this career, right? Did I miss anyone? I missed one, I think. Lister. Hi Lister, can you hear us? Okay, I think your mic is off, Lister. Okay, well, no problem. Let me know when your mic is on. We can get to know who you are, right? So, and anyway, during the session, if you have any question, you should have some question for me, and I will be glad to answer those questions. Okay. So let me jump into the few basic things like a slideshow, and then try to talk about it, what exactly it means, right? So, you know, this is the age of technology, right? Everything you look into, you need technology. You cannot go beyond that. You need softwares, and you need human beings to create it, build it, right? And you need human beings to maintain it, right? So it is something like, it is obvious that this industry needs people, but this industry needs some qualified people. So what this position means actually in this standardized IT industry, especially in North America, in Europe, even you go some part of the Asia, in some standard company, you always will have this type of positions available over there. So throughout the session, I will tell you what it is, what that role does, and then at the end of the session, I will try to tell you that whether like if you are from South Asia, what option you may have. If you are here, what options you may have, right? These are the things I'll be talking about. So if you these are the things we already went over, and you guys already introduced yourself. This is one of the question I asked earlier, but today I'm not asking. You guys can prepare this question answer if you have. What will you do when you get, this is 100,000K, okay? I think, which is 1 million, right? Am I correct? But well, we'll leave this. Today we kill lots of time already. So look into this. This is a simple diagram which actually talks about how the industry works, how the system works, like in a standard industry, how it happens, right? If you have a software, you go and collect whatever requirements we talk about. let's say if you have a grocery shop, right, and you want to sell all your groceries, right, to your neighbors, to local areas, right, so you build a website. So you go Mr. X and you ask Mr. X, hey, look, I want a shop which is grocery shop, and I want to sell potatoes, rice, milk, this and that, etc. I want people to become able to order food from this website, and then I will deliver them at home, right? Because that's what you want. So you come to a company like XYZ, like me, and then what I will do, I will listen what you want. According to that, I will create an application for you, right? So all this process goes all the way along. You think about the basic fundamental requirement of your application, then you think how you will plan, how you will create this application, then you think about how you are going to code it, how you're technically going to write it. Once you prepare your application, you think about like how you are going to make sure the application is good, right? If you take an instance of anything, right, if let's say at your home, if you make a food, right, so let's say you have, okay, today you want to make a kachi biryani. So what you exactly do, you want to make a kachi biryani which will have potatoes, which will have let me take my nice pen. So you want to make a kachi biryani, right, a plate of kachi biryani. If you want to make a plate of kachi biryani, what else you need? Maybe you need potatoes, maybe you want some meat, which is, I don't know, lamb, and you need to have rice and all other spice, right? So all together you have your recipe. Once you have your recipe, you prepare your food, right? So someone has to collect this for you. Let's say it is the shop. From the shop you go collect, you bring in your kitchen, and then you prepare in your kitchen, right? Then you ask maybe your brother, sister, or maybe someone else, your wife or your whatever, your husband, to test it, right? So you will come and grab this, and you will say, hey, okay, salt is little less. If you are a picky guy and you always have complaint, maybe you will make this complaint definitely. Okay, salt is not good, but that does not sound good, right? So what you exactly do, you exactly tell them, oh, hey, this is not up to the mark, right? So then maybe what you do, you add some salt and you make sure it complies with the requirement of guest you have, right, at home. Maybe your brother, your sister, they feel happy. Oh, okay, no, this was a very good kachi biryani, right? Then you go put this kachi biryani in a table, and then these people will go and consume those kachi biryani. That's a very simple example of our day-to-day life. So I do say a person is a by-bond tester actually. What you have done in this part, when like XYZ or whoever, your wife or your husband, whoever prepared this food at home, you actually went and you checked that food. Hey, how is the taste? Salt is less, salt is more. So this is a compliance issue, right? You make sure that salt is good, and you again check that rice is cooked well, you check potato is cooked well, you check the mutton or lamb cooked well, right? So you ensure the kachi biryani, what has been prepared by the chef, is nice and good. If not, you don't want to give it to your guest, right? If you give it to your guest, they will not be happy, right? If you look into this example, software development world follows this exact picture. You want to eat kachi biryani. So what happened? You went to shop, you brought potatoes, meat, and then rice and spice, appropriate spice. Then you came back home. Your home has chef, maybe your wife. She's cooking the food, and once she cooked the food, you said, okay, hey, let me check. So you said, okay, salt is less, the potatoes need to be boiled little more, maybe the beef or mutton is not so well cooked, so she will maybe put some salt, chef will put some salt, make this potatoes little more cooked, and then you find a little better one, right? Once you get this, again, you will not leave it. You will again actually check it whether the salt is fine and everything is good, right? Before you put it to the guest. So like, let's say I have around 10 or 15 guests today. These are the guests. I can't serve you guys something which is useless, right? I have to make sure it is appropriate. So this is actually your website. You want to create an app, grocery application app, where people can buy groceries, right? And if you build this, someone need to actually make sure that this is working well. If not, actually you give something really rubbish to someone, 10 people are going to make an order, they can't make an order, right? So you lose your reputation with your customer. So if you prepare bad food, your guest will say, hey, what have you prepared? It's not something comfortable, something good. So your reputation, your money, and many things, and your time as well, related to this quality check, right? That's what we do in our day-to-day life. What do you think, you guys? Don't you do this? Okay, so give me a second, okay? Oh, Sana, okay, okay, Sana, you can hear us, right? Okay, cool, sorry. I just saw your text. That's fine. So, do you have any question with this simple Kachi Biryani example and with a software quality check or quality assurance example? Any question? Anyone? No question? Okay, so sorry. You may find my voice and everything is little tired because I have been in, I slept maybe total 4 or 6, 5 hours last 3-4 days, 3 days or 2 days. So that's why maybe you may find me little weird. Okay, it is because we are running into some production issue in the system and we have to work round the clock. So yeah, anyway, so that's how very interesting this job is, right? So well, let's move ahead. So look, these quality checks or this testing is too important in every case of your life. If it is, like, say, clothes, you actually make sure clothes is perfect. If it is your phone, you make sure your phone is perfect. If it is your computer, you make sure it is perfect. You do not allow anything which is not perfect in your life, right? You don't want to, but sometimes you may, but always you have to make sure this is perfect. So that's what something you have to make sure. Now the point is, what is the relation with this position and why we have to actually talk about all those? The thing is that in a software development world, for this process, for all this workflow, we need individual person to do. There is someone who will do QA part, right? Quality assurance part. There will be someone who will be developing this app. We actually name them as developer. Let me erase this board and let me take you here to next page. Okay, so this is not a perfect image or perfect example, but just for demonstration. So there should be a group of people who will create this grocery shop application, right? That's called, we name them developer. There should be some people, those who will be specialized in, especially actually we are talking about business. This marketing specialist sells, it could be named in many, but especially I'm talking about a business person who understands grocery business, right? Among your team members, there should be someone who understands this grocery business. Otherwise, you won't get the appropriate information. If you think about a banking application, right? A software developer don't know about banking, right? He don't know about loan and all other process. So we need someone who understand business and who can still talk to these guys, developers, right? So these people sometimes name as BA, business analyst. Okay, these people sometimes name as marketing specialist. They do both job. They do business as well, business analysis as well. They do marketing as well. But in a wider range, we do tell them actually be a business analyst. These are the person who understand the business logic, and they know how to talk to developers, right? They can let developers know, hey, okay, this is what we want. This is what this is what a customer want, right? So you are the person who is ordering this. So maybe you are the customer. You talk to this people, which is actually a group of business analysts, and then these people come back to someone who call developers, those who know how to build an app. And once these people finish with development, right, we need someone to make sure this app is working well. They're QA specialist, QA analyst, QA automation engineer, they're software development engineer in test. There are various ways to name it. But yes, there are slight difference between these are the namings of these are the positions. We'll come back there. So this group of people ensures that the software quality meets all the requirements. Whatever this customer wants, it is meeting that requirement, right? Now we'll leave this one aside. Okay, this could be some types of UI UX designer, right? Those who has understanding on more on. I will leave this topic. Okay, why I will leave this topic? This is not a very valid position in a standard organization. Okay, in standard organizations, we consider among developers UI UX developer, front-end developer, back-end developer, full stack developers, we all include with them. So this designer could be many things. So it has no appropriate explanation, no this clear explanation to give you now. So I will leave this one aside. So visionary means actually they are talking about, let's say, CEO, leadership, maybe VP, vice president, those who actually leads few teams, our team. Visionary, right? Those who has those who plan for future, for the team, for the company. We are talking about those people. So this is a typical software development company, right? In this software development team, in this typical software development team, we have people, those who builds app, we have people, those who make sure app is complying with whatever requirements people ask for. In simple, whatever people wanted kachi biryani, I don't want to give them plain rice, right? So this guy's job is to make sure these good guys called developer, like they create kachi biryani, not a plain rice, right? That's what the task is. And now there are more loopholes, more levels and things like that. We are not going there. Our point of interest is over here. We would like to talk about that, why this guy is important, what role this guy have. So this guy can test an application in various ways. As many of you maybe know, there is something called manual testing, right? This guy can test an app in a manual way, right? He can just do it manually. He can go what you are doing, right? If you have a google.com, so you actually go to google.com and you make sure all the links in the google.com is working, and search for Jahidul. You see, where is Jahidul? I don't know, where am I am doctor, I am so many things, I don't know who am I. Okay, so, and it is giving you appropriate answer, right? So you are saying that this product is performing well, right? So that's what the task of this Google, and you say, okay, this is good. So you can do it manually. Now you can do it in a different way. We name it in an automated manner, in a programmatic manner. So if you want to do it a programmatic manner, the question arises here, what you should know. This is a very wide range of question. This is a wide This is a very wide question actually, that what I should know. Now, there are limitations. People will say, hey, okay, if you learn these 10 things, you are all set. If you do this, you are all set. But think about it, okay? Think about it. It may be a very easy position, okay? But it's a very crucial position too, right? It's a very crucial, because you are the person who, the QA specialist or QA analyst or QA automation engineer or software development engineer in a test or SDET. He is the person to say this product is good to deliver to the guest or client. In our case, it was guest, right? Kachi biryani. So he is the person to say, hey, this is good to go. Even this guy are building this guy has no authority to say this product is good to go until customer. This is the guy who gives a green signal. On the basis of this guy's green signal, this visionary, right, decision makers, they decide whether this product to go until customer or not, right? There should be some decision maker, final decision maker, right? But everyone makes decision on the basis of this good guy. So it is a crucial position. It is a very crucial position. Let me give you an example. Can you test, can you say a phone is good? Let's say you never used an iPhone, right? Maybe you have used Samsung Galaxy Note 10. You never touched iPhone. Can you confidently say that every app of an iPhone is working, functioning for you? It will be very hard for you because you never used it, right? But if I ask you that, hey, what about S3, right? Samsung S3, you will say, oh, cool, that's nice, I can check it. So you may take 10 minutes to check, okay, all the apps are good, you can buy it. Maybe you went to shop with your friend and you want to buy a Galaxy Note or 10 or whatever, and you can 10 minutes, you can check all those apps and you can turn off, turn on, and you do various activities to make sure that this phone is good. For you, it will take 10 minutes. And if you are not a iPhone user, it will take you a long time to check it, right? So this is something important. Do you understand the product, what this guy are building? Do you understand it? What that means? Do you understand programmatically what the code they are writing? Can you read it? Let me give you an example, right? Do you think a person who can read Japanese, he can be a Nobel laureate writer by next day or by next week? No, right? It is not possible. If you can read a Japanese, you will become able to read a many books. It doesn't necessarily give you guarantee you will be writing Nobel, and you don't need it. You want to only read it, right? You want to implement it for your life, like you want to do some activities, you want to see this, see that. That's why you want to read it, right? But if you don't know how to read it, if you jump into Japan, right, you are in a big trouble, right? So you will be handling an application written in a programming language and you have no understanding how to read those code. It is a big problem. Number one. Number two problem is, if you are a QA analyst, you just don't know how this app is working programmatically. Also, how is the business, what is the business of this app? Business means purpose, right? So we are talking about a grocery app, grocery shop. So you have to understand both. To be honest, what these guys understands, market or business analyst, we are talking about business analyst, you need to understand their part. You need to understand the part of programmer too. If you want to claim yourself as an efficient QA automation engineer, if you want to be like a person who don't, like, no one give them a, I don't want to utter a bad word, but you know, you remain as the last boy in a school, in the classroom. People treats you that way because why? You have no understanding about what's going on with this app. You just know how to click few buttons, you just know how to check few steps. You have no understanding on underlying architecture of this app. You have no understanding on underlying programming language of this. because you can't read it. Then if you can't read those programs, those functionalities, you actually cannot understand what this code is going to do. The next day when they will tell you, hey gentlemen, please test this app, you'll say, okay, hey, I will do some click. You really don't know what you are doing, right? So you become actually a completely blind person. So that is one point people fail to understand when they start thinking about working as a QA. It is easy to enter into the system as a QA because there are many, because you can obviously definitely you can enter as a developer if you want, but there are lots of opportunity, especially in North America, to work with this position, right? But it is not a funny position. It is a serious position. You have lots and lots of responsibility, right? Even these guys will obviously test that app in their way, but at the end of the day, if something goes wrong with your app, the first question will be asked, who was the QA? Who did quality analysis? Is that Mr. X? Call Mr. X. What he did, let us check, right? So it is a crucial position. Now again, you can tell that, okay, these guys are checking out. Why do this guy need to check out? This guy need to check out because why? Let me show you the reason, okay? Do you guys have any idea how much US economy loses in 1 year due to software bug? Anyone knows this data? Okay, well,
Billions maybe?
billions, right? I'll tell you the figure. The data is 2015 data maybe. I hasn't found any latest data after that. So I'll tell you how much. Why my slide is not loading? 1 second. Okay, so this will come back. 59.5 billion. It is 2015 or 2016 data. This is US economy alone, not North America, not entire world. Okay, US is not only the place where software is being developed, right? Across the world, everyone is developing every day, right? 59.5 billion. I don't know how to calculate billion actually. Unless I become billionaire, I can't calculate. I don't want to. It is a waste of my brain. So you guys can think about it, right? We started with million at the beginning of the class. Now you can see US economy entirely lost. They have this much loss, and you can bring down this to around 22 million by doing proper quality analysis. You can bring it down to 22. That's what they're saying. You may not become able to make it 100% perfect. That's the truth, reality, but you can reduce it until like this much, 40 billion more. So which is a huge money. Huge money means it is people's labor, company reputation, and it's a huge thing, right? That is one of the reason why this position is really, really important. This is why these people are giving you this much money. Like 10 years back, 20 years back, it was there, but not in this level, not this much serious. Now it is too serious, right? It is too serious. No, like almost every company over here, they need this position because they know what is the benefit. Now, if as I came until here, right, you guys have some sorts of understanding how crucial this position. People always think, why do they will give me this much money, right? That's one of the question. If you qualify, if you have that brain, that skill, that set, your position deserve that money. Why do that deserve? Because you save lots and lots of money of a company. Because when you work for an enterprise level application, an enterprise level application may cost million, right? May earn million, right? I have a certain experience with couple of applications where I work. Those applications is like I don't want to say the numbers, those applications is like a is like a lifeline for the company. The company is a $1 billion company. The annual revenue is over 2 billion. So now think about it. If you work as a QA for that type of project, and if you successfully fail to catch a problem, it directly hits to company revenue. On the other hand, if you can save, if you can catch that problem in an early stage, and you can allow these gentle people called developers to solve it, you actually save a bulk amount of money for your company, right? Does it make some sense or no sense? No sense? Okay, well, so yeah, that's how this position is. Now developers, now there are few things there are few more people in this system. This is not only the people we have here, there are more positions apart from developer and QA or the BA we have been talking about, or the visionaries. We have more positions, those who handles the operations, like those who thinks about servers, those who thinks about architectures, those who maintains those architectures and things like that. These are, we talk about operations. Now the new trend or new position is called DevOps positions. So there is people called DevOps, development and operations. Combinedly, both actually make something called DevOps positions. So those group of people, that group of people actually, what they have understanding on development, they have understanding on operations. So that is another department, but which is actually, if you are someone, definitely you can become also DevOps engineer. You can jump into that DevOps engineering if you have some programming knowledge. That's my suggestion. It's absolutely my perspective. Okay, the way I see the matters. There will be place people will say you don't need to have any programming language if you want to be DevOps engineer. But in my perspective, it is not true. It is not true, because you handle a bulk of code, a bunch of code, and how is possible if you don't know a programming language, how you become a DevOps engineer, which is very tough. I have seen people like having no knowledge in programming, but they're good DevOps engineer, not bad, but they will never be as good as someone who has both knowledge, programming knowledge and operation knowledge, right? So for a newbie, for a new professional, I suggest people to jump into this. Yeah, I do run two separate distinct courses, QA, and another one is DevOps engineering, which includes a couple of things like AWS certifications, preparation, and things like that. But I usually do not encourage people, those who do not have programming background or hasn't learned programming before, so or don't have any exposure to the IT industry. It is very hard for me to train them, and I actually don't like to give people a wrong hope or false hope. I like to be very clear, and I like to tell people that what people need to do. So that's another position. And there is another group of people, we name them DBA, Database Administrator. This group of people are expert in storage, database. This is a special group of people. So again, if you are too much interested on, usually people I don't see people are interested in this department nowadays, except some old people. Not the new peoples are interested because it's not exciting to me, not exciting. Okay, so these are few things, few departments in your software development team. Now it's you to choose which way to go, right? In this place you need to learn programming language, definitely. If you ask me, for me it is mandatory. You must learn programming language, and you must understand development. You must. So your training should be focused on giving you some form of understanding on a fundamental programming language, object-oriented programming language, at least one. Then you should have understanding on front-end development, back-end development. When I say understanding, it is not necessarily that you need to be expert on that, but you should have a clear understanding. You should be able to clearly read and write those programming languages by yours. Only then you can become little bit expert, little bit competent in this position. Otherwise, this position is not, you don't find much interest in this position. Now, what happens if I am a QA? Can I become a developer? People ask this question sometimes. Yes, definitely you can become a developer if you work 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, if you do dedicated study, and if you follow a course pattern or a path, then definitely you can reach out there. You can become a developer. Can you become a DevOps engineer? 100% you can become a DevOps engineer. So definitely you can become, but all of them takes effort, all of them takes your energy, all of them takes your time. You know, it is not a position, it is not an industry where you come and jump into and everything happens. You need day after day hard work, you need night after night hard work to gain these skill sets if you really want to be a competent one. And understand one thing very clear: in this industry there are monies, there are jobs, but only for skilled people. Okay, if you want to remain with honor, dignity, and if you want to keep everything high above, then you must know things, right? At this point, any question? Any question, guys? No? Okay, chat box, any question? Okay, so now it is you to decide which path you like. Now you can pick up your interest, you can talk to Jahidul, you can talk to someone experienced. Okay, what I want to become? Do I want to like to be a developer by tonight, or I want to be a QA engineer, or I want to be a DevOps engineer? You can really talk to someone. If still you feel that you don't know which path to move, you don't know all of them, so you can start thinking, you can start talking to people which one you should go on, right? Otherwise, what happens, like, is a waste of your time, money, and energy. I would like to show you this triangle. I always like to show people this triangle. Why it is too much crucial for a QA to understand a lot of things, not a very small thing. So if you think about this triangle, in this triangle there are 3 sections. This, the bottom one, has the highest area, right? This one has middle, this one has, this is a medium, this is a lowest area. So this is actually your UI, like what you can see, you test it. Integration testing, this includes some sorts of middle layer testing, we do say. So if I say middle layer, if I don't understand it, actually how do I do it? So some people will jump into market doing this stuff, and they don't have understanding what is middle layer, they don't have understanding on code layer. So they actually know this tiny amount of part of quality analysis. They actually don't have understanding this bigger part of quality analysis. That's where the problem arrives. That is the difference between a competent QA and between a QA who is like just QA by name. Okay, so I will just go back. I know I'm running out of time. Many of you maybe. So I will show you the course content. I maybe this is one of your question, that what do you teach in your program? What do I teach? I will go with very high level with this description. This is available in that page. You can, if you like, you can follow the page. You can find it in the page event location. So what do I want a person to should have if you really want to choose a career called QA? I want at the beginning you should have something called logical thought process. If you don't have that, it is very hard to build. You should have logical thought process. How do I explain it? I do explain, if you know, if I tell you a direction that from how you go from New York to Florida, just by giving you a paper map, if you can use that map, I believe you have logical thought process. That's my simple example of logical thought process. You have a paper map, you start your journey from New York City to Florida, or maybe New York to Toronto, either direction. But you will not use your anything else, no other device. So that's called logical thought process. If you have that, okay, you meet one requirement. Second requirement, you should have you should be very, very keen to learn. If you are not, I'm not someone perfect for you. Okay, I'm not someone qualified for you. Okay, you are not qualified. I'm not saying you are not qualified. I would say I am not qualified for you. If you are someone just feel that okay, there are $1,000, let's go do 16-week courses and start earning this money. No man, that doesn't happen that way. It doesn't happen that way, at least with me. Okay, because I have to make sure you survive in a long run. I have to make sure you gain a vision when you are with me, right? You should take it as a career. I don't want you to take it as a temporary things. You go in a job, you get fired 6 months, 1 year, and you just leave this world. So that's how I don't want. I want to see my candidates, my students goes in a good position. My candidates can keep their head high. What I said a couple of times in the session, right? So you need to be, there will be a lots of resources and things like that. You need to be keen to learn, only then you can overcome. Passion towards technology, it should be available with you. If you are just someone, see, nowhere it is written that are you looking for money. It is not in the prerequisite. Money is a byproduct. If you do hard work, if you walk in a correct direction, money will come behind you. That's the automatic process. If you run behind money, you fall down. Okay, you will be in trouble. So better to make a passage away so that money runs behind you. In order to do that, you really need to have this. You need to have passion towards technology. You need to be very keen to learn, and you should have some commitment. If you don't have commitment, you are actually done. People, again, I'm saying this is my experience after handling quite a good number of people within my organization, outside my organization. Okay, so it's a quite a big number of people I have trained, right? So from that experience, I can tell you there are people came inside the course with a computer degree, with a CS degree, with a degree, master's degree, with IT and things like that. They didn't go until end because of only thing, they don't have commitment. At some point they don't have commitment. At some point maybe they are overconfident. Oh, QA, I will do it. Maybe something easy. Yeah, something easy you will find definitely in the course. You will find something difficult as well. But if you are not committed towards your goal, you actually cannot do this hard work. Everything is in vain, right? If so, okay, like I know in this session we have a number of guys, those who are having CS background. But you know what I say always, I myself always I do say, if you are having CS background, the course like this is very, very critical for you, right? Very critical for you. Why? I'll show you. Clip. I always, I think clip. Yes. I always show this to my students, and I'm not missing you guys as well. So which one you like, this image having a girl, or you want an image without girl? I think without girl is better, right? So let's take without girl. So come on. So if you open in a new tab, no man. See, if you are having CS degree in this course, you stand here. You are in a high risk position. Because why? You know, you don't feel, you feel okay, this is going to happen, I will do it. I have a master's degree, I have 4 years, I studied CS and so on and so forth. You really don't care the 16 weeks. If you don't care 2 classes, you are done. It will be hard for any guys to pick up if you are not extraordinary, right? So that's how the problem arises. So if you are someone like that, you feel like that. If even you don't have any CS degree, you are actually more safe. You will be more serious, you'll be more dedicated to finish the course, get to know all the technology needed, and jump into the market. So that's something very important. Okay, and then we were talking about okay, I think that is how it was zoomed in. So willing to follow mentor's guidance. So for 16 weeks, you have to submit to gentleman. You have to listen to this gentleman. If you don't listen to this gentleman is not going to take your responsibility. If you do submit, if you willing to listen, then this gentleman can help you out. Otherwise, there are places people just take you without saying all those words, without giving you warning. Those places are best. Okay, so but I can't do that, because why? I will not take a candidate inside my system until I am confident that you can pass through. So you don't invest money until you are confident, until I am confident that you can do it. You have to be confident, you have to be committed, only I can allow you to come in, because otherwise it is a waste of my time, my energy. Still it will be a waste of my energy when you join and you test out, try out how it goes. But still I am happy, because I want the finest people. I don't want people having no commitment, no seriousness towards this, and people don't achieve goal. This is a career changing task. It is not something like, okay, you just like it, you are doing it. So people does in that way, there are consequences like that. Okay, so what do I teach within this course? These are very few things. It is in the web, in this Facebook page. You can go and find it out, read it out. But this is not all. This is not very, it is high level informations. I do start with manual testing. I do take classes of theories, which is maybe 2 classes max, around 2 classes, sometimes 2.5 classes. After that, that's it. So 5% or 10% of the course is actually non-technical. 90% of the course is purely technical. Okay, and then I start with network fundamentals. In this way, in this stage of the course, actually I introduce with you cloud computing. Actually, I don't introduce, I start working with some Linux system, because those who are this course is designed for someone who has no background, someone has background, doesn't matter. So it starts from ground zero. So I do start with network fundamentals like IP, networking, local area networking, things like that, hosting a website, things like that. So people starts working with Linux system, like especially Linux commands, things like that, to have a basic familiarization. Why do people need to know about it? Because when you go to industry, you may have to work with a Linux system for testing, for grabbing something, doing this and that. In that case, this knowledge comes into effect. And almost every company you will find this scenario. So it is important for people to know that. So that's what people starts here. Then people, I do have a class on HTML, CSS. And in this class, it is not for front-end developers. It is to give people understanding how these things works. So at the end of this session, actually, people becomes, you can leave XML and YML, this thing apart. You can think about only front-end, these two stuff. So people become able to create a single page application, right? With little CSS, with HTML. Why do I need it? For some reason, I need it at the end of the automation part. So people get a clear and distinct understanding what is called front end. They build their own single page app, then they do deploy these same things in a Linux server, which is in AWS. So that's how people get to know how to handle with hosting, how to get some understanding on server, host, then some engines, things like that, Apache or whatever. So people have those sorts of understanding at the beginning of the course. These are hands-on classes. These are purely technical classes. If you don't do hands-on, you don't get this clear understanding. Okay, so then these are the format, these are the file formats. We talk a little bit, but most of the cases I don't talk it here. I talk it at there is some part in API or some other part of the course, right? Then SQL, for SQL, usually nowadays I do teach 2DB, MySQL and PostgreSQL. PostgreSQL is a very popular enterprise level SQL. It's a very fast SQL. So I do teach actually PostgreSQL, and same time I give people a comparison on MySQL. I used to teach MySQL before, but I feel that I should teach both, because these are both very close. PostgreSQL, you find almost every enterprise level companies. But again, if you understand SQL, 90% cases, most of the SQLs are same. But you need to know SQL. Now you can ask me a question, why do I need to know SQL? You need to know SQL, well, because if you get a position where you have to test a database, how do you test it if you don't know how to make a query in a SQL? So that's a position you have to go through this. There are few classes on SQL. You get to know that, you do some practices and things like that. Then one of the backbone of this program is actually learning programming, which is actually Java. So this is just an example. I do take around how many classes? At least 10 or 11 classes. Those classes are 3 to 4 hours long, right? That means purely 30 to 35, 36, 40 hours lectures. There are additional classes and things like that. So this is purely Java. Someone very beginner, someone very new, doesn't matter. But the matter is, whatever I said at the beginning, if these people have it, so we do teach this. Why do we teach it? Because we want people to know how to automatically test an web app, which is a very, very popular requirement in current market, because current market is full of web application. We want an automated way of testing this app. We don't want people to do click, 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 click. So that's one of the goals. Then we do teach people mobile automation. So this is not extensive. This is this is like basic to advanced, not very advanced. So if you get this part of the mobile automation, is actually remains as your profile. You can start with this. You can build a framework. You can handle a mobile app in an automated manner, and then from there you can go enhance your experiences, enhance your knowledges. If you specialized on this, many cases people don't, like 5% people may specialize on mobile automation, 10%, maybe 5 or 10% market is for mobile automation engineers dedicatedly in US especially. So in that case, maybe you end up with mobile automation with this skill set. As we teach you web automation, which is Selenium especially, then we do teach in mobile, we do teach you APM. So both are very closely tied, related. So we go with those. Then there are a couple of frameworks we do teach people because of requirement in the market. So you get to know a couple of frameworks, you get to know this programming, then you get to know something called API testing. This is one of the very, very important part in my course. I do put this emphasis. I have to make sure that people understand this part of the course. And so usually a QA course is depend upon front end. You will always hear something called Selenium. I don't know who has heard or not. You will always heard something called Selenium, but which is actually, you can test only UI. Remember the triangle I showed? Only you can do this. You can't really do everything, right? You have a very tiny part on this tiny part of you have understanding on a very tiny part of the testing, automated testing or programmatic testing, right? So for that, for the middle layer, we spoke about the triangle. So there is a triangle like this. This one belongs to developers. This is integration. So this is actually this API testing, this part. And this part we are talking about web automation. We actually talk about UI, this part. So very tiny little part. Most of the places people will talk about web automation, but this is a very small part. You need to know more, right? Then we do talk about how do you really put stress, lots and lots of load to your system, and you learn performance testing. And in this case, we do introduce you something called JMeter and things like that. Now, one more thing, there are a couple of things, actually not everything listed here, but most of the things are listed here in high level. Like especially in Java, right? Let's say in Java, okay, so most of the people like what I was talking in this part. Actually, I do introduce some new things. Actually, from my current batch, I do teach people something called some small amount of AWS development, some few programmatic activities with AWS services, so that people have some understanding, some concept on that. So people get to know, oh, I actually missed something here when I spoke about SQL. Yeah, currently I started teaching people as well NoSQL to make sure people have both. There is a reason why I'm putting more load on this in this course. The reason is the time is not so good. If the time is not so good, you need more competency. If you need more competency, what that means, you need to learn more. So that's why I try to equip my students in a more with a more things. And then there is a bonus, which is cloud computing introduction. This is maybe a 3-hour session where do I just introduce people, especially with AWS infrastructure, services, and things like that. And once people are done with this, okay, within this time period, people need to take some mentoring sessions, teach others, and teach himself, things like that. So there are more nitty-gritty details. I'm not going into that due to the time. At this point, any question? We are almost at the end of the session. Any question, guys? No question?
Yeah, I have a question, please.
Yeah, what's that?
Fairuz? Yes, Bhaiya.
Yeah,
Yeah, one question, please. During the COVID-19 situation, are you working remotely?
Yes, I am working remotely. That's why I work 24 hours almost.
For the course, hopefully by end of this course, if you things will get back to normal. But if it doesn't, or for future, can anyone do the whole thing remotely?
If I get you correct, so you want a position which is completely remote.
Yeah, is that available?
So it is not something, it does not have any definitive answer, because some organization, they will want you to have you on site. Some organization will, there's a very few organizations, right?
Okay.
But now if you are someone, if you are within the United States, one case. If you are outside the United States, different case. If you are outside the United States, even within the United States, you can do freelancing. If you are really competent enough, if you can really finish the courses and do everything, really gain your skills, you can start doing your freelancing, right? You can do, you can become a freelancer. You can open an account on all those freelancing websites. You can find there are lots and lots of there are good amount of job, and those jobs will be definitely remote.
All right, thank you, ma'am.
Okay, you're welcome. So others, any question? No question. Okay, so well, if none of you have any, okay, let me see, our text is there. I'm sorry, I missed the initial point. Could you please advise the cost of the program, please? Okay, Jai Ghosh, thank you for your question. Okay, definitely, but one thing I would like to tell you, as you have missed this session, I will share this. If you are interested, drop me your email address. I will share you this video. I want you to go through the video first and see how you find it. Okay, definitely fee is a matter, is a question, but to me this is the last resource. So how do I work? I have requested you guys to go over this video. If you would have went over this video, this says actually how do I operate. Thank you, Joy. So I will send you the link. You can watch this video. So if you go to this video, and if you see what I actually exactly said here, definitely you will invest your money. That's like normal. In a standard world, you will do it, right? For quite a long period of investment of hours. The course is over 100 hours, and it involves extensive things, because each individual takes around 20 classes, 20 to 25 mentoring sessions, which is 2-hour session. So every week there are sessions, every day there are sessions someone is taking. someone's supposed to take. So there are lots of time and energy involved with this, but the point is, are you someone dedicated to work with me? Or if you are someone like you can't put this much effort, and maybe I don't find you are committed, those will not make any sense. Even if you find that, okay, financially this is almost standard, what everyone is charging around New York City or around United States, okay, this is how it works, it will be definitely there, and this is same for everyone. But my point is, actually that's the last resource, right? That's the last thing to talk about. If you really find this is something, you find this is standard, this is above standard, it is something really you want to do it, you feel okay, this Jaidul, how the way he is teaching, you will definitely get chance to access my system to see how it works. So if you throw your interest, I give you access to my system, you watch my class videos and you see how it goes, you give me a report by 1 or 2 weeks. Hey Jaidul, this is how it works. If you feel that no, okay, you need 1 more week, you get 1 more week to look into the full videos, and you see how do I treat my students, how do I teach people, and do you really like it, do you want to do this type of study or not. All those if make sense, then come to me, Jaidul, it makes sense to me, and I have compared others, you have good resources, I want to be with you, then I can tell you, okay, this is how you are going to be charged. You are going to be charged for training. If you are within United States or North America, you will be definitely you will be charged for training as well as for help assisting you in the job placement. So altogether, this is a standard things, but this is the last resource. I don't want you to decide me by numbers, by money. I don't want any students to decide these organizations by numbers, because by those numbers, this is a standard numbers, standard figure. Okay, it is not so high from others, it's not so low from others, so it is standard. But if you don't have all those, I really don't like to have, I want to have a very good number of students. Thus everyone will be happy to teach a good number of students, but the quality I don't compromise. So you need to make sure that Jaidul is okay for you, and I need to make sure you are okay for my students and for my course. So please go over this and contact to me. You can contact to me through this page, and you can send me text, and even you can call me. Any other question? No question, right? So if no question, I will ask you guys to be connected, remain connected. Feel free to communicate with me. And I have these are the sessions regularly, but it doesn't mean that you need to communicate only when there are sessions. You can communicate to me. You can come to this space. You can send me text. You can see book now. You can click book now and send me text. You can easily send me text. I will be replying you soon. I'm not that bad in communication. I do try to communicate with people in time, on time, or whatever you say, and I'll be happy to see you. And there are a list of events you can see, and okay, so there will be almost similar events on 29th. I will try to see that whether we can have something new. And then we have a DevOps session on next week on Friday, same time, and another one is next month on 5th. So this course as QA course, next batch is starting on mid of June, which is 15th. But if someone is interested to join the course, they usually I hook them up before, because I need to test you before, but I don't charge for that. So if you are interested today, tomorrow you get access to the system, you start investigating, and you only invest your money when I see you in the class. I do see you how you are doing. During this time, like 1.5 months, you can keep sending my homeworks and everything according to that latest recorded videos, and I will be replying you in the email, and you can communicate with me. So your journey starts today. Your journey does not start the 15th of the June. That's how I don't work. I allow you to see how it works, and I allow myself to know a candidate, because I don't want you to claim one day, Jaidul, you gave me wrong hope. I want you to get full assessment of the situation and career. Definitely, I want to get to know it is possible by you. If it is not, I will be very, very kind enough to tell you this is not for you. Maybe I cannot help you out because I can't invest two years for you. Maybe someone else can, right? So that's how I will tell you where is my difficulties, so that you don't waste your money and time. Thank you, Jack. I appreciate. So it is a very transparent way. It's not, even if you try to invest money, you can't invest now. You can access my system, you can access videos, you can talk to me. You only get clearance when I take you at least 2 to 4 classes. I need to see how you are doing, how committed you are. Without that, I can't proceed. It is very unhappy matter for me. I don't do that. Okay, so it is an open door. You can come in, you can talk to me. Sharif, thank you very much for your presentation. It was full of some very important information. Sorry that I have to leave. Thank you, Sharif. And yes, we are dropping down here. So guys, thank you very much for joining with us. And I hope to see you guys in future classes, and share this good to others. That only I can tell you. If you find it is helpful, if you find that you found this session good, come to these reviews, put some reviews, and which may be helpful for you and for others. So, and you can definitely read these reviews. These are almost 99% my ex-students, maybe 1 or 2% someone known to me, my colleagues or co-workers. So you can read it. You can really, if you may find it helpful. So anyways, guys, thank you very much for joining, and hope to see you in future classes. And you feel free to communicate with me through this page. Okay, this page is, you will see, I will be responsive. I am responsive in this space, so you can communicate through this. So thank you very much. Have a great day. And those who join from very remote areas, thank you so much to all of you. Okay then, guys. Have a good night or good morning. Oh, thank you. I am listening, you guys. Thank you. Yeah, feel free to communicate with me, and we'll definitely be in touch. Inshallah. Thank you, Shaha. Thank you, Amran. Thank you, Rafi. We'll see you in future sessions.